Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. I know this is a video I'm just going to do. This is not sponsored by. I just kind of wanted to let you know I do get asked this sometimes on social media as well about kind of when I do scores and kind of stats and kind of thing, especially over on my my New England Revolution podcast. And this is actually the app that I use. Now you can see obviously probably from the games that have been played today what date this is being recorded on, and hopefully it'll be up fairly shortly afterwards. But this is a mobile app called FotMob. Now the link will be in the description down below. Definitely 100% Android link. If I can find the iTunes one, then I will be sure to link that as well. Go and give it a download. As I said, this isn't sponsored. I just kind of thought, I do get asked it a fair bit, so I thought I'd just make a quick video of it, just so I can kind of show people the link to the video and they can come and see and have a quick for themselves and see if they like it. Now, obviously, there's a lot of leagues in it. I will just quickly run through. Obviously this is all my saved stuff here, that people that teams that I follow, leagues that I look up quite a lot. But if you actually have a quick look through here, you've got England, MLS, Algeria, Argentina, Australia. You've got quite a lot of leagues, and it goes into some of the lower leagues of that country as well. You've even got the Canadian Championship as well, Chile, China, Colombia. You've got some of the bigger ones that you kind of expect to be there. Then you have got some of the smaller ones like Estonia. If you're kind of interested in what's going on in the world of Estonian football, or maybe Finland. There's quite a lot that's there, and they're constantly adding new leagues as well. And you get notifications every time there is a new league added, and you can obviously choose to either add that to your favourites or just add it into the actual database itself. Obviously, every time there is a new league added, obviously the size of the actual app goes up, but it's quite minimal anyway. It's nothing that's going to take up mass amounts of space on your device at all. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of stuff on there. You've also got news as well, so you can obviously go on your favourite news as well. So if you like in a certain club, then you can make sure that their news comes to the forefront of your news feed. You've got obviously world news stuff that's going to the whole world. You can just look at Premier League, any videos, transfer news as well. Obviously look into then Champions, which is the Champions League, Bundesliga, so on and so forth. You then got the mail. So every time you favourite a team, they will automatically go to the top. Whether you can actually sort these by you can filter, actually sort by tournament. Most of the time you kind of want your favourite teams probably at the top, but if you don't like that, then you can do. You can also go to games that are obviously only ongoing at the moment, so you can filter it to just see what games are playing at the moment and how they're getting on. Other than that, you can obviously go by time as well, so it'll sort it kind of by what's going to be kicking off next. Most people obviously obviously so you can add each filter on. So at the moment there's just the Burnley versus Watford game for some reason. Okay, I think I've crashed the app there. No, there we go. Go back to it. So if you take off by time, my matches ongoing. Normally, I'll just have it left with no filters on, so I can have a quick flick through, which always leaves my favourite to the top. So you can see there's the Pittsburgh Riverhounds versus the Charlotte Independent in the US. Obviously that's over in America. It's not obviously MLS football, it's USL. You can see that with one player got the red card there. It's constantly evolving, this app is. It doesn't really have, as I said, that much information sometimes on the lower leagues, unfortunately at the moment. It does mostly kind of have good stuff for the English leagues and Bundesliga, all that kind of stuff as well, and Spain. I think Wales actually. I think Wales has got good. No. And then what you can do sometimes as well, you'll notice here that obviously it'll say TV, so you can have a look, obviously see what games are on there. Yeah, there you go, television schedules. So you can see which games are being broadcast in, well, obviously wherever you are, obviously I'm in the UK, and kind of what channels they'll be broadcast on as well, which again is a nice little new feature that they added not too long ago, just so you can kind of keep up to date with what's on football. Even if it's not a team you follow, you might think, oh, that's on today, X time, let's give that a quick watch. When a game is live sometimes as well, you will notice, let's see if I can find one. I don't think I've got any live at the moment. I won't be able to record it either because we've got it here. So the Madrid versus Getafe game here, you'll see there's a little headphone thing. If I was to click on that, and then you can see that it's only, but they have live commentary. So I know for a lot of the Premier League games, they do have live commentary, and they do have like Spanish commentary, English commentary obviously, then they have like French, and they do have quite an array of commentators that will live commentate on the game for you as well, which is again another nice little feature. Let's obviously have a quick click into Huddersfield Town unfortunately are losing to Manchester City 6-1 at the moment. So you can see the game is live. You can place a bet through Bet365 as well. Before the game actually starts, normally you can actually put a little kind of, it's not a bet on, but you can kind of predict who you think will win the game. That's purely for their kind of little thing. You keep up to social media on the buzz section, that will kind of run through you, kind of anything that's kind of around the game. I think normally it uses the hashtags that they've implied in. News, match facts, as you can see there. It's been Aguero scored one, David Silva, Aguero again. Oh, bloody hell. If anyone's got Aguero in their EPL teams, they'll be the fantasy EPL teams, then they'll be definitely happy at the moment. He's got himself a hat trick. So if you have got Aguero, then hopefully you've captained him as well, because that's going to get you a fair few points. Obviously, it shows you there the form, key players in the match, some little stats as well about the teams, and obviously that's the vote there. As you can see, 9,921 people who use this app did obviously vote. As you can see, 86% in favour of Manchester City. We'll now move over to the live ticker. So this again is, see, this is in beta at the moment. Section at the top. This is kind of just like, it's not, it's not obviously watching the game live, because that's not allowed. But it does give you like a little graphic, which again I think is another good step forward in the app. Just to kind of give you kind of some aspect of where the ball is on the pitch, what's happening. Sane's got the ball now, plays it in. So yeah, it's quite nice. I do quite like it. It's work in progress at the moment, but I think it's, every time I've kind of watched it, it works quite well. Just gives you a little bit more feedback, especially if you're listening to the game as well, because when you are listening to the commentary, sometimes you don't necessarily have an idea of kind of where the ball is on the pitch sometimes. So we did like the addition of this one. I thought it was really, really cool. Then got obviously, a rundown. This has improved so much over the last kind of like 3 or 4 updates. You've now got, the fact that who's coming on. You can then click on that player, have a little look into them for a little bit more detail. Like Phil Foden, for example, you can click on him, which will take you to his stats that he's had this season and last season, his whole career as a whole. What matches he's played, you can obviously then click onto that match and see how well he's performed. So I think that's a really nice feature that they've done, just like a little shortcut into the actual player release, something that you do like. But yeah, it's a good little kind of text commentary here. Found it quite interesting. They do give stats throughout the game as well. The lineup as well, that obviously comes on before the game and then it obviously alters as the game goes on. As well as their ratings and all kind of good stuff. Stats obviously on the game. Manchester City absolutely bottom at the moment. 29 shots, 23 of those are chances created. Pass accuracy of is that 93% pass success? That is 6-1 up, and that is ridiculous. Obviously, you can see a live table to see how that's the game is obviously taking toll on the league table itself. And obviously, you can see their last form games head-to-head against Huddersfield. Well, sorry, I'm just completely a bit gobsmacked there, and I kind of just completely fumbled on my words because that is ridiculous. 6-1 up, 93% pass succession. That is ridiculous. So now let's just have a quick look at an individual player. So who's been performing well? Obviously Aguero in particular. So you can actually be able to see the players' kind of stats and they get updated throughout the game as well. So you can see he's on a lowly 82%. I mean, what are you doing, Sergio? He's only on 82% pass succession. As you can see, 3 goals. 9 shots though in total. 4 of those on target, 3 of them off target. 2 of them were blocked and he's hit the woodwork as well. 22 passes, 18 of those were accurate. Key passes 1, 48 touches overall. So yeah, I think it's, I really like this. I do really like it. And then, it just gives you kind of a little bit more insight into the game. And it's also good when you are doing a certain podcast maybe on a particular team. You can obviously view here, obviously as the game is live, or even view this afterwards. I mean, Laporte's got a 97% pass rate, 88 passes. That's not even like a low amount. Obviously, a lot of them could be really short passes back to the goalkeeper. But 88 passes and 85 of those have hit the mark. That is ridiculous. So had 3 duels won, 4 of them lost, 4 clearances. In fact, the only thing that's not working at the moment is you see the dribble attempts. That never works. I've never actually seen that stat filled at the moment. But other than that, as I said, it's always growing. I do really like this app. I highly recommend it. As I said, you can kind of put your favourite teams in there. So tomorrow, I'm not actually all Crystal Palace, by the way. Just somebody I know is a fan of Liverpool, so normally we have a little bit of a hashtag banter in a WhatsApp group. So I like to kind of keep my eye on how they're doing. Obviously, they're doing okay at the moment, so yeah, it's not the best. You can see there I've got my New England Revolution team ready. Again, I could probably I'm going to cast my vote now. Oh God, that's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good at all. Obviously, that is based probably on form. The fact that obviously Rooney plays for DC United. Nothing else at the moment, but obviously there is the players that are injured that will not be able to play. You know, it's quite even, where we are. Obviously DC have got a few games in hand. There's a lot of speculation if he really will actually play or not, because I think he will, to be fair. I can't see him not starting. I've read that he had a little niggle or something, but he's not in the injured list there, so I think it'll be good and he should be starting. Hopefully he won't cause the Revolution too much issues, but that's not what we've come here to look at. I'm here to talk to you about the app. As I said, you've got other competitions as well, so you can just favourite all your teams there, so you can have a quick look at them when you need to. But yeah, really decent app, really like it. As I said, this is not a sponsored video. I just thought I'd just let you know how the app is, what it's like, and so you guys can have a look at it yourself. If they did like to sponsor me for a video, that would be absolutely awesome. But anyway guys, I've rambled for enough for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, then don't forget to show your support by dropping a like on the video. I have Just M1ke Plays, and I'll speak to you later.